A very warm welcome for today's webinar on a very relevant topic, which is about the opportunities for AI engineers in the coming future. And this webinar is hosted by us, that is Symbiosis Institute of Technology, and I'm Dr. Shruti, who is the head of the department for AI ML here at Symbiosis Institute of Technology. So let us start very quickly. Yeah, so Symbiosis Institute of Technology is a constituent of Symbiosis International Deemed University. So this is the university which is located in Pune, and under this university, Symbiosis Institute of Technology is the only engineering college. And here now we have two campuses. The main campus here is in Pune, and one more campus that we have started is at Nagpur. So who we are a pioneer engineering institution under the brand name of Symbiosis. We have a decade of legacy. We are now almost 13 to 14 years old institution. We are AICTE approved and we are re-accredited by NAC with A grade. So if we see the very recent rankings, so this is the ranking of 2021, where we have been ranked as first among the top private engineering colleges in India, second among the top private colleges in the West Zone, and we are 11th among the top private engineering colleges in India. So let us start with today's topic, that is about, this topic we generally call it as engineering career mantras for our diploma students. So what are the content of today's presentation? It is about what are the career options after diploma, what is the future of AI engineers and the one who are completing their AI engineering, what are the job opportunities for AI engineers in various streams, what are the job opportunities of further education, and what are the future skills which are required for a successful engineering career. Okay, so now if you see after diploma, there are various options that the diploma students can go for, such as they can go for further studies, they can also go for, just a second, yeah, they can go for further studies. In that, they can go for degrees like BTech or BE or any graduation courses of their choice. They can also, if they have a very good technical knowledge, they can also go for starting their own startup, which can be either self-funded or it can be incubated at some startup supporting environment. They can become academicians in various diploma colleges as well. For full-time, part-time, they can work as industry trainers or they can have their own coaching institutions as well. Then they can go for industry jobs where they can work in private sector or in government sector or in startups as well. Also, they can work as freelance skilled person. So they can work on contract basis with some company, they can work on the project basis with some company, or they can work for a particular skill that is required by the industry at that point of time. So there are multiple different avenues which are available for the diploma student. But in this case, the returns, I would say, or the kind of position that all of you will get after completing engineering will be more better as compared to after completing your diploma. So if you see, all these things are very valid for the students who have completed their BTech engineering as well. After that also they can go for startup or become academicians or go for industry jobs or go for freelancing skilled personnel as well, right? But definitely the salary with which the students will start or the position with which you start definitely matters a lot once you complete your graduation and then you go for these career options. So especially for diploma students, I would suggest that more than going for these options, it is better to go for your further studies. That is definitely a very good choice. So in that, then you can go for your BTech or you can definitely go for a degree like BE as well. Now, if you see slowly with the advent of technology, everything has been replaced by a single device, which we call as a smartphone, right? Initially, we had small devices available for each and every task. We have a landline phone, we had a separate alarm clock, we had a separate audio recorder, we have a separate webcam, a remote control, a wristwatch or camera. But nowadays, what has happened due to the advancement in the technology, all these things are actually replaced by one app in your smartphone. So much the technology has advanced, right? So because of this reason, so many actual hardware devices have actually become completely obsolete, and we are using this software versions of these devices with large amount of comfort, right? So what is the next step after this? What can be the future after this? The future after this is that we have to now make these kind of applications more intelligent. We have now contacts, but we can't do any kind of study on those contacts, right? That what are the contacts which are my favorite contacts, what are the contacts which are very important during emergency period, what are the contacts which I mean whenever I'm sad, this is my contact list, this is the set of the people whom I contact, right? Or for example, alarm clock. So again, we have to set the alarm clock daily, but instead of that, if there is Monday, what should be the time of my alarm clock? If it is a Saturday, what should be the time of my alarm clock? If I'm not well, my what should be the time of my alarm clock? So such kind of intelligence still is not present in these applications, right? And slowly we are moving towards that time where this intelligence needs to be added into these applications, right? This is the future, correct? So who is going to add intelligence to these applications? Artificial intelligence is the kind of technology which helps us to add intelligence to machines, right? And what are those machines? These are these kind of machines to which we are going to add intelligence, and we are going to make our lives more and more easy and more organized, right? So now if you see, this is a simple infographic about what is the demand for engineers in the coming future. Okay, so in the coming future, if you see, just by 2022, we require 1.82 million engineers in the world. Okay, but what is the condition for this? The condition for this is that we want more young people to become engineers. This is the main condition. Why do we need more young people to become engineers? Because they are the students or they are the candidates who would be able to understand the technology very well as compared to the older generations. So they are the one who can understand the technology, they are the one who can implement the technology and enhance it ahead. And because of that reason, huge amount of engineers are going to be required. Even now also there is huge amount of demand, and in future definitely there is huge demand for the engineers. So because of that reason, what we need to double the number of graduates and interns who are entering into the engineering industry, which is very important forecast, and we all must understand that. Okay, now post-COVID, we are still in the process of rebuilding our world, correct? But do we have to build the same world which was there before pre-COVID? No. What is the major difference? We have to build the technology enabled world, right? Why? Because during COVID we have realized importance of two things. One is the doctors, the role of doctors that they are playing in our society, our dependence on them, and second is the role of technology in our society and our dependence on the technology, because technology was the one which has made our lives very easy during the COVID times, correct? So now the new world that we are building or we are in the process of building, it has to be the technology enabled world. So who is going to build this technology enabled world? Can doctors do that? No. Who can do that? Engineers can build this technology enabled world, right? What kind of engineers we are going to require? So in this case, we are going to require all types of engineers. We are going to require CSIT engineers, we are going to require mechanical engineers, civil engineers, robotics engineers, everybody, right? But do we only need to build technology enabled world, or we need to build intelligent and automated technology enabled world, right? So not only technology is important, but we want that technology must be completely automated, and that technology should also have some kind of intelligence into it. It should be able to think on its own, right? So who can help us in building this intelligent and automated technology enabled world is your AI engineers, right? So AI engineers are the one who will help to put that intelligence and automate the technology which these engineers are going to build, right? So in this way, AI engineers are the engineers who are going to work with each and every type of engineer and each and every type of domain that is required for engineering. So AI engineers can work in mechanical field, AI engineers can work in civil field, they can also work with robotics engineers, they can also work with CSIT engineers. Everywhere the AI engineers are going to be required. I hope all of you are clear. Let us move ahead. So this is some of the statistics that I was studying, and I thought that it would be a great idea to share this statistic with all of you as well. So if you see the presence of artificial intelligence in our daily lives has increased a lot, right? So if you see all our navigation apps, all our streaming services. So what are navigation apps? Are GPS in the car. Your streaming services, Netflix, Hotstar, Z5, all these are the streaming services. Then your music app, the Ghana app or Spotify, all of them are also your streaming services. Next is smartphone personal assistants, your Alexa, your Siri, all these things. Your ride sharing, that is Uber, Ola, Book My Show, all these common platforms that we have, Amazon, Flipkart, right? Your personal home assistants, your smart home devices, all of them has presence of artificial intelligence already, right? So we can't say that AI now is a new technology. No, AI is a technology that has already been percolated into our lives. Correct? Now see the second chart, and this chart is pretty much important. That where is your organization in its AI/ML journey? So this chart talks about that how organizations are looking at AI/ML as a technology. Okay, so if you see the answers are that they are just beginning to think about including AI/ML. We have just begun our first AI/ML project within the last year. AI/ML, we have AI/ML projects in production for more than 3 years, right? So if you see the status of the organizations, they are still in the very starting phase of including AI into their products, correct? Why they are into starting phase? Because currently they do not have skilled people who can work on the AI/ML projects, correct? So if you see, 93% of these organizations says that AI/ML is the top priority in our plans for future and for all the projects which are under consideration, which means that every industry, be it mechanical industry, be it healthcare industry, be it your IT industry, all of them are thinking about the ways via which AI/ML can be incorporated into their products, into their organization, into their services, right? So where is that gap? Okay, the gap basically lies between that do we have that skilled people who are available currently to work for AI? No, we do not have. So if you see these statistics, that 51% of IT leaders said that they don't have the right mix of AI skill in-house to launch their strategies. They do not have people with those skills currently available, right? 40% of them said that there is a lack of skilled talent, and which is the number one barrier for advancing the AI initiatives in their companies, right? So currently, even though they have good AI technology available, they know how to implement it. They do not have people who can implement it. And that is the number one barrier for that, which means that there is a lack of AI engineers which are available in the market. And then those who are available, they are highly in demand, correct? So what they are thinking that 68% of organizations said that they are investing in retraining and improving the skills of existing employees only, right? Next, last point, you can see that 49% of the organization think that recruiting from universities is the most effective mean of finding eligible candidates who can join the AI team, right? So if you see, all these statistics are being taken from an international survey that has been conducted and of all the top ranking organizations. From there, I have studied these statistics and included in today's slides, right? So if you see, not many organizations are planning that they have to develop the projects including AI technology in next 5 years, right? And according to that, they are also planning that slowly they will do the skill building of their existing employees, as well as the 50% of them think that they want to recruit the students from the universities, and from there we are going to find eligible candidates who can join their AI team, right? So in this case, definitely the prospectus for the AI engineers is very, very bright. So what is basically AI? So AI is nothing but a technology that helps us to analyze the complex data and extract knowledge from that data, right? Now, why this is important? Because currently the amount of data that we are generating is huge in volume, right? And manually analyzing the data using Excel sheets is currently not possible. So definitely we require a technology which will help us to analyze the data and find out some kind of knowledge from that data. Why this knowledge is important? This knowledge is important because we cannot take any crucial decisions without considering the data, correct? We must have some base to take the decisions, right? So then in that case, definitely the knowledge that is getting extracted from this data is very, very much important, and based on that, many crucial decisions can be taken into various organizations, right? So AI is a technology which basically helps us in extracting the knowledge from the data, especially the complex and the big data which is available. So if you see, in basics of AI, there are three things. Either AI can analyze the data that we sense. So either we see it with our eyes or we listen it with our ears. When we see it with our eyes, it is known as computer vision problem statements. When we listen it with our ears, we say that it is audio processing problem statement. So your Siri, your Alexa, right? All of them comes under audio processing. Okay. Then next is the comprehend, which means that when we have lots of text information available, all your social media is nothing but text information, right? Your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, all of them basically consist of what we can say the text data. So how we will analyze the text data? So for that purpose, we have natural language processing and knowledge representation, right? And last thing which is available in AI is ACT, where we prepare the models based on what they are analyzing, either images or audio or text, and we prepare machine learning models or expert system, which basically help us in recommending new things, in detecting any diseases, or giving the data visualization. Like for example, how was COVID in India in the month of July? So that analysis and representation is done by your AI systems. Okay. Okay. So what are the job opportunities in AI after engineering? So today morning I was just searching a very basic Google search, that top job roles in the industry. And if you see, after doctors, after medical professionals, Data scientists and machine learning experts are the top jobs which are available globally, right? And after that, then we have CS related and management related job roles. But AI related job roles are the one which are among the top job roles which are available in the industry, right? The fastest growing technical occupation, if you see, again, it is of data engineer, then senior data scientist, Python developer. So all of them are again among the fastest growing technical occupations where especially AI or data engineers are at the top, right? Again, AI skills are very, very global. So globally, if you see, United States is the one which is, is at the forefront in developing the AI technology as well as offering lots of AI related jobs. But if you see, India is also not behind. India is at the third ranking to as a country which is developing very good AI skills and workforce. So definitely for Indians, if you see, we have a very, very good opportunity to grow and to represent ourselves as an AI country. Now AI is everywhere. Okay, that is the biggest advantage that AI engineers are going to get. With CS or with any other branch, what happens is that those students generally have job market of IT industry to work for, right? But AI engineers are the ones who are going to be required in all different types of field. Why? Because every field is now having some kind of intelligence added to it, right? Be it transportation, we are having smart transportation now. Be it education, we have smart education coming up. Be it hospitality, we have many new concepts coming into hospitality as well. Sports is there, aerospace is there, healthcare, we have smart healthcare now. Agriculture, we have smart agriculture now, right? Social networks and analysis is again very important. Cyber security is very important. In government also now we are having e-governance a lot. So all these crucial domains, if you see, an AI engineer can work in all these domains. So basically, once you become an AI engineer, wherever there is a need to analyze the data, wherever there is need to add intelligence to the process, in that domain you can go and work. So that way, if you see, there is no limit to the domains where AI engineer can't work, right? AI engineers can work in each and every domain. So after completing engineering in AI, there is huge amount of opportunities in huge amount of domains that gets open for these students. So the applicability, or what we can say, the job market for AI students is unlimited. Okay, so what are the top skills that anyone is looking as a AI team? So they must be knowing coding or programming. They must have some understanding of the data and security. They must know the data visualization, that is Tableau and Power BI skills, right? And they must have education with advanced degree in the field related to AI. This point is very, very much important, dear students. Only doing course from Coursera will not suffice or will not help you to become an AI engineer. Okay, that will definitely give you a very short-term goal regarding that I have done a course and currently there is a demand, so the company has hired me based on my skills. But further going, sustaining only based on the skills in the industry is very, very difficult unless you have a proper degree into that domain, right? So because of that reason, after completing diploma, definitely doing a BTech engineering in AI ML would definitely be a very, very strong career choice that all of you would be making, right? So still now we in India or even in abroad, we have not reached till that stage where only based on the skills anybody can survive their complete career. No, going ahead, definitely there will be problems for their promotions, or definitely there will be problems when somebody would consider them for any kind of higher position task. Okay, so therefore having a proper engineering degree into that field would definitely be of lots of help. right? So what are the top 10 jobs which involves AI skill? So if you see an AI engineer, depending upon the domain in which he is working and the project in which he is working, there are different titles which are available for AI engineers. It can be machine learning engineer, it can be deep learning engineer, it can be junior data scientist, it can be lead data scientist, it can be computer vision engineer, it can be simple data scientist, right? So even though the students are going to work in AI, still in AI also they can go for different types of job roles, right? And all of these job roles are available in all the domains that we have seen. So a student can work as machine learning engineer in a manufacturing plant, right? A student can work as machine learning engineer in hospital management system, right? A student can work in junior data scientist in some of the government plants, right? In ISRO or in any other government plants, right? The student can work as lead data scientist in some private organization. Okay, so all these job roles are available. Even more than these are also available, and these job roles are also available in various domains that are present. Okay, these are not only related to IT industry. So the crucial domains where these AI engineers are going to contribute is healthcare, finance, manufacturing, enterprise management, and education. Okay. Now, if you logically see, the future scope of all these domains is unlimited. Healthcare is never going to have a slowdown or a recession in healthcare, right? Finance, we will never have a recession in finance industry. Education, we will never have a recession in education. Manufacturing or enterprises also, that way we will not be ever be facing any slowdown or any recession into these industries, right? So generally, AI engineers are going to contribute in the domains which are always going to be in demand. And that way, AI engineers are also going to be always in demand. Correct? So these are the major, what I can say, the domains, and all these domains are such domains which are generally recession-proof domains. Right? Now, if now some of the students might have a question that when we have AI as a technology in place, then why do we need human beings to be in the AI technology, right? When I have already artificial intelligence added to the machine, then what is the work of humans there, right? So definitely AI is not going to replace the jobs of humans. Okay, machine will learn how to do a particular task or how to learn from the experience, but that would be done only under the supervision of human beings itself. Okay, so the job roles of human beings will shift to a higher level. Instead of starting as a very basic developer, they would start as a supervisor. Development work would be done by the AI algorithms or AI models, right? So that way, if you see, AI engineers are definitely going to join at a higher position in the industry. They are never going to start from very scratch, right? Already they would be supervising certain models, certain machines, and they would be helping to automate the task. And that is where the crucial thinking of human beings is going to be required. So actually AI engineers are going to work in complex systems or designing the processes or understanding the complex data. So all these activities are very highly regarded in the industry as well, and that is the reason why the pay packages which are given to the students who are AI engineers is also often higher as compared to any other engineers, right? So if you see, AI engineers can play various role in various domains, right? So like in healthcare, what they can do, they can be used to interpret the clinical trial data. They can use for prediction of some diseases. So prediction of diabetes, prediction of cancer, prediction of COVID, right? They can be very helpful in designing the drugs. That is the medicines that needs to be given to the patient. So which patient having what symptoms must be given what kind of medicines, That in that also AI can help. AI is also very helpful in data pre-processing. Why? Because lots of healthcare data also gets generated. But to find out the insight, to find out the knowledge, do we require so much of data in one glance? No. So we have to filter out the data and then we have to do the learning. Correct? So AI is very helpful in that also. So if you see, AI engineer will play a very specific or a very different role in each domain, right? So that way it is never going to happen that it becomes a very boring and a very monotonous job, that I'm working on the same project, I'm doing the same code copy pasting from last 10 years. That is also not going to happen in the field of AI. Why? Because AI is getting applied to so many vibrant applications and domains that every new project that they would work on, it will be into a different domain, there will be different challenges, there will be a different learning also to the students, right? So because of that reason, this, I mean, there will always be a new learning that will keep on happening, and it will be a very very dynamic job role to play as an AI engineer, right? So if you see in finance and banking, so where they would be used in improving the customer experience, in finding out the new opportunities or trends in the business, depending upon the profit and the loss and the sale that has happened, in improving the risk management, in finding out the frauds, right? So that is where cybersecurity would be used, in prevention of some kind of systematic risk, that whether this person will become defaulter if I give him the loan. So if you see all the what we can say problem statements, all these problem statements are related to some kind of very crucial decisions that needs to be taken, right, in that particular domain, correct? So whether a loan must be granted to a person or not is a very risky decision to make, right? And now AI is going to assess that branch manager or that bank manager to decide that whether I should give this loan or not, right? So similarly, AI is going to assess the doctors to find out that whether this person has this kind of cancer or not, right? So AI, at maximum places, AI is going to be as a technology assistant to humans, right? And using this technology assistant, humans will be able to take very important and crucial decisions in a very very proper way, right? But if you see, all of these are very exciting problem statements, and AI is basically about finding out solution to all these real life problems. Now, AI engineers play a role in the manufacturing area, that is Industry 4.0, right? The mechanical area. So in mechanical area also, AI engineers has huge amount of opportunities. They can go for what we can say logistic optimization. They can go for shop floor maintenance. They can go for machine predictive maintenance. They can go with robotics. They can go with process optimization, inventory management in industries, right? So lot many again avenues and opportunities for the engineers to play the role. Okay, and if you see even within the same domain, so if I take example of manufacturing only, in manufacturing itself, AI engineers has so many different job roles to do and so many different challenges to solve. And all of these challenges are not like virtual challenges. All of these, there is no manual human being who is chatting with the users or the end customers. It is AI automated bots that are being designed to understand the requirement of the users, right? Human resource management, AI in logistics and supply chain management, right? To improve workplace communication. All these things AI is going to play a definite role. Okay? In education also, so lot many opportunities for AI engineers to play in all these domains. Now these are examples of only some domains that I'm giving. But in the similar way, AI is going to be very required in aerospace. AI is going to be very much required in social media analytics. AI is going to very much required in your marketing domains as well. AI is going to be very much required in your sports and insurance areas as well, right? So now the question becomes that how to become an AI engineer. Okay, so for that purpose, we have to definitely go and we have to pursue BTech in AI and ML, right? So what are the opportunities for this? Which degrees can be obtained? We can opt either a BTech or a BE degree, right? But from where these degrees can be obtained? These degrees can be obtained from a deemed university colleges, from central university colleges, from government university colleges or open university colleges which are rolling out this program of BTech in AI and ML, right? Now, but what are the benefits which are available to go with the deemed university colleges? Our choices,
Shruti ma'am,
definitely. Yes.
seems there is a lag in your voice, ma'am. Uh,
Is it coming from a very long time, sir, or just now it has started?
just 2 minutes, madam. Its voice is
Okay.
breaking.
Okay. Is it audible now properly?
No, ma'am. There is a glitch.
Okay. So I think we shall wait for 2 more minutes and then I will start again.
I think it is okay now. I think you can continue. Let's.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you see what we recommend is that the 21st century students can definitely go for having BTech degrees from deemed university. So why deemed university? Because deemed universities are very progressive private universities, right? All the rules and the regulations are decided by those universities themselves, correct? So because of that reason, what happens is that they upgrade their curriculum very fast depending upon the industry requirement, right? All the latest teaching learning pedagogies and tools are used by these deemed universities. Then there are lots of collaboration opportunities available. So collaboration between the university and the industry is very nicely done in the deemed university setups, right? There is a flexible learning approach also. So there are lots of elective subjects which are offered to the students, and student is free to choose from those elective subjects. So he can also decide that what he wants to learn, right? Then global exposure is definitely there because there is lots of collaboration not only with the industry but with the foreign universities as well. And focus is also on the skill development. So not only the degree is given to the student, but also the proper skills which are required in the industry are developed by these university colleges, that is deemed university colleges. If you for required, but for DS5 engineering criteria is required, where minimum 45% of marks is required in the 3 year course, right? And those who are appearing for their final semester exams, they can be given the provisional admission based on the merit up to the 5th semester. This is very much important for all the DS5 students. Okay, but does an institution matter from where are we getting our engineering degree? I would say that definitely in today's time, the institution or the university from where you are getting your degree is very much important. Definitely, the value of that degree is also not only based on your knowledge or based on your CGPA, but it is also based on that from where you have completed your degree, right? So, how to choose an institution or an organization for doing your BTech degree? So, what should be the criteria? The criteria should be that how is the course curriculum of that college? What are the tie-ups with the industries and foreign universities? Because these are going to give opportunities to all of you to grow in that particular organization. How is the learning environment there? From where the students come for admission to that particular college. How is the faculty profile? Are the faculties very well educated or not? How is the communication skills? How is the technical proficiency of all the students? And what are the opportunities given to the students for overall personality growth? Now, why this last point is important? This last point is important because nowadays, any of the industry, while hiring the freshers, do not want to hire only degree holders. What they want is that we will not do much of the training. The student should be industry ready, and those students we will hire. So they must be good in their communication skills. They must be good in their personalities. They must be good team members as well. And they must be also technically very, very sound. And all these, what I can say, uh, properties, I may say, all these properties in one particular student do not get developed in one day, right? Slowly in each and every year. So some things you will acquire, some skills you will acquire in second year, then some you will acquire in third year, and finally you will get ready in the final year. So what that engineering institution is doing to train you as an overall competent engineer, that is very much important. डिग्री तो हर इंस्टीट्यूशन दे देगा, बट आज इंडस्ट्री में वैल्यू नहीं है ओनली डिग्री, राइट? नाउ what should not be the criteria while choosing the institution, right? So while choosing the institution, you should not think about what is the location of that institution. Is it online, offline classes? What kind of teaching it is going to be? Are my friends taking admission there, right? Am I getting any fee discount in that? Will the degree be easily given without much efforts to me? Is the job placement 100% guaranteed? If this should not be the criteria while choosing your engineering institution, right? Why? Because none of the college, I mean, whichever college says that I'm giving you 100% job placement guarantee, it not only depends upon the college, it also depends upon the student whether he is ready and whether he is of that caliber to get hired by the industry, right? So when you want to prepare yourself for that, you should actually focus on all these points, right? Okay, so rather than just blindly following your friends, or a college just mere ghar ke paas hi hai, so I will take admission here only. This should not be the attitude while choosing your institution, because this graduation degree is going to be one of the most crucial education degree that you will be having in your life, right? So because of that reason, choosing the institution very, very properly is very important. So, what are the features of Symbiosis Institute of Technology? Symbiosis Institute of Technology is a very, very, what I can say, technically led institution where we have students from all strata of society. So, and we take students only based on merit. So, because of that reason, we have students from all over India. Okay, it is not so that only the students from high-fi schools comes to Symbiosis. This is definitely a very wrong perception that many of the students has. We have students which are from very humble backgrounds. Even for diploma, we have students from government polytechnic colleges also. So if you see all the senior students, diploma students who are there in SIT, many of them are from government polytechnics. Many of the students are from Bombay colleges like Thakur, or from Shine Anchor, or from Vidyalankar. So here we have students from all the renowned colleges, from Pune as well. Correct. So in this case, definitely we have a very good mix of students who are coming after diploma to degree here at Symbiosis Institute of Technology, right? So if you see, there is an opportunity for 6 months internship to the students. Along with doing engineering, the student can also do a diploma in business management, which means that not only engineering degree is taken care of, but they will also get a management degree while completing their engineering. So at the end of 4 years, they will get an opportunity uh, to have dual degrees. So one in engineering, one in management. right? Then lots of research is conducted here. So all the students are basically involved in various research projects, in various industry projects. So that is also available. There is strong industry connect. So we have tie-ups with many companies. So because of that reason, placement become very easier for all of you. Internship becomes very easier for all of you. We have tie-ups with lots of foreign universities as well. And also the students can be sent to various foreign universities for completing one semester abroad. So that opportunity is also available to all the students. Okay, the curriculum here at Symbiosis Institute of Technology is very innovative. So along with all the latest technologies and the trends that we have included in the course curriculum, with that we have also included subjects like design thinking, critical thinking. There are foreign languages that the students can, what I can say, learn. There is entrepreneurship also, and there is entrepreneurship incubation also that is done there. So the students who are having startup ideas, they get all the support here itself in the institute. There is organizational behavior also. There is a Tinker Lab also. So all these subjects are also taught to the students along with their normal latest course curriculum. So what are the future skills that are required for successful AI career? So along with the AI knowledge, we say that you also need to have the right kind of attitude. So the students who are having good attitude are basically more successful is what we have experienced from last 10 years, right? So what those attitudes are? Those attitudes are, how you can solve the problem. How much creativity and innovation do you have? How is your communication? How you can collaborate with other people and work in the teams, right? Communication also, we pay very special attention to all our students to enhance their communication. If currently it is weak, absolutely no issues. We support and we mentor our students and we train our students very nicely in enhancing their communication, right? Then how digitally literate are they, how to use the social media, how to use the current technologies, right? And then career and life skills are also very much important for all the students who are looking forward to becoming an engineer. Initially what was happening, only one degree used to be sufficient, but now along with the degree, along with the knowledge, along with the good university tag, all these things are also very much important for each and every individual who is aspiring to be an engineer. He should be flexible and adaptable, that I will only work in this project. It should not be there. They must always be ready and flexible to work with new people at new places in new domains. That is also very much important, right? They should have leadership and responsibility while working. Okay, so all these points are very much important along with your normal skills. So how to prepare for the future? You can identify your abilities, interest and passion. You can read about it a lot. You can also enroll into various summer schools or hands-on workshop to see that how that technology is working. Participate in n number of technical events, interact with your teachers, alumni, or industry people, right? And be very proactive, goal oriented, and curious. That is what is very much important, right? And these all things we slowly inculcate into all our symbiosis engineers. We motivate them to read all the latest technology related articles. We help them to participate in various technical events and interviews, right? We interact with them a lot, we mentor them a lot, right? We help them to gain that confidence about themselves, and then we help them to become very goal oriented and have a successful career, right? So how can we help? Currently the admissions are open at Symbiosis Institute of Technology in the AI/ML department for all the diploma students, right? So these are the direct second year BTech admissions which are open in AI/ML. So definitely the students who are really interested in this field, Symbiosis Institute of Technology is one of the very good institution where you will get very good what I can say knowledge about AI and ML and a good career prospects, right? So at last, thank you so much for listening so patiently. And this is a slide which I've always liked, where Steve Jobs, he said that generally what we do, we think differently and then we act on it, right? But what we need to actually do is we have to first act differently, so automatically our thinking becomes different, right? So with this message, I would like to end today's webinar, and we would be very, very happy to interact with all of you today. Along with me, I have Professor Vijayshri and Dr. Anu, who are also from the Department of CS and AI. And all of us would be very, very happy to solve your queries and to interact with all of you, right? So if you have any kind of questions, you can please put your questions into the chat box, as well as if you want, you can raise your hand, we will unmute you, and then we can interact. So you can ask questions that way also. So any questions? Yeah.
There is a
Yes,
question.
yes, sir.
Um, um, Shivsagar has asked, like, to give more information about roadmap and scope of cybersecurity with
AI
AI
and
and
data science.
data
Right.
science. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
After
Yes.
diploma. Yes.
So yes. So Shiv Sagar, see, AI and cybersecurity both are such kind of technologies which are very much needed in the current given industry scenarios. Right? Why? Because AI is basically help to automate and have intelligent systems, and cybersecurity is basically help to have a secure systems where the confidentiality of the data is very nicely maintained, correct? So because of this reason, if you see, wherever we are implementing AI as a technology in any of the industry, we also need to have a covering of cybersecurity onto it, correct? So both of these technologies goes hand in hand in any of the project that we develop. Okay, so there is definitely a scope, and both the technologies are also related to each other. Ma'am, what will be the eligibility criteria, fees, duration, and location? So the eligibility criteria, just I told you that it is 45% in your diploma, and the fees is 2.8 lakh rupees, and location is Pune. So what are the cutoffs of SIT Institute? So generally, based on your percentage only, we do give the seats, and there are very limited seats which are available for direct diploma candidates. So one, very good suggestion that I would give you is, if you are really interested in this field, you should apply immediately. And what is the duration? It is a 4 years course only. So you would be joining us in the second year, right? So then it is 3 years. Is engineering after 10th
After
diploma in
10th
AI
diploma in
AI
AI beneficial? Yeah, definitely it is beneficial. And currently now, nowadays, our diploma course has cross discipline kind of eligibility. So everyone is eligible for the course of AI at present.
Correct. So even an ENTC student can take admission for BTech AI/ML. Mechanical student can take, CS students can take, IT students can take. So eligibility is open for all the students.
Okay, so students, I have just opened with you all a few links. First link is for Protect. Protect is a competition, that is a national level competition which is held at SIT, that is Symbiosis Institute of Technology. It is located in Pune, and we all welcome you all for this project competition as attendees as well as participants. If you do want to participate, do register for this competition. You can register for posters, you can register for your projects, you can register for papers, your ideas, and each category has different prizes. Okay, so many attractive prizes to be won in this competition. We request you all to participate and come to this campus so that you come to understand what your other peers are working on, what are the various ideas that are coming up in engineering, maybe not only in your field, in civil engineering, in ENTC, in mechanical engineering, in robotics and automation, all these fields. So this is a common competition wherein you all will be participating discipline wise. If your project is into AI, you would be working, you're working into AI, then your category will be falling in that track of AI. Then if you're a CS student and have worked on some CS project, you will have to participate amongst the CS projects. Okay, so accordingly, you will be judged and evaluated, and separate prizes in all these tracks. So everyone is welcome as a participant as well as attendee, so that you all gain a lot out of such a competition. This is a very specific competition, specifically only for diploma students. Okay, so do participate. Secondly, I have shared one feedback form for current webinar that we have delivered. If you have still any queries, we have given you all an option to ask us your query in this feedback format as well. So please do fill in this feedback form. It will be really helpful for us. And thank you for being so nice participants, patient participants. Thank you, Shruti ma'am. And we would like to revert back to all your queries in the form of this feedback form. So do fill in the feedback form.
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay.
I will again
So
reshare
thank
the
you so much,
feedback form.
everyone. Yes, all of you can fill the feedback form.
Okay, the admission registration link is also open right now. To be making you all aware, Symbiosis is a very branded college wherein currently only 12 seats are offered for direct second year students admission. So if you all are really keen and interested, the first step for your admission process is to register for your admissions. So kindly go through the registration link and register yourself if you're interested in admissions at SIT. Yes. So the registration link is again passed on for students. You all can please click the link and at least visit this link and store it for your registrations. If you're not doing it right now, maybe you will need it again. I've just passed on this link again. If you fill in the feedback form, we'll be sharing you this registration link over your email, so that if you want, you can again register for it with consent to your parents and your acquaintances. Do pass on the message to your friends as well. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you so much. It was very, very nice interacting with all of you. And if you have any more queries, you can write back to us. You can fill in that in the feedback form. We will get in touch with you, and then we can have one-to-one talk as well. Okay. So thank you so much for joining.
So we conclude this session. Thank you for joining and being nice participants.
Thank you, Vijayashri ma'am. Thank you, Vijayashri ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, students, for joining the session.